God, he's on your bed. He sure is. Yes, he's on our furniture. No, he's not in the kitchen though. Clemson, you say what's up? Clemson. Hey Clemson, you say hi? So I am back and this is a live video. I love the live videos. I have a little bit of light, so I had to put some more light and I'm gonna be doing more videos. So I'm definitely going to get this together. So I'm in my bedroom, which is whatever, not so much my sacred place anymore, but it's a place where I get to have some downtime. And I'm today on this video going to answer some questions, do a Q&A where you can actually call me live. So if you're watching this live, hey Amos, if you're watching this live, actually you'll be able to call me. Let me do some quick overview things and then I'm going to give out the phone number. And during this episode, you will be able to call me. This phone number will only work during this episode. And actually, you know what? I got this tip from Brandon Weaver. So I'm going to write this number on a piece of paper so that you can see it. Let me put it here. That's what he does, and he is amazing. All right, so tell a friend if they want to have something to do on a Sunday night and they want to learn about business. I'm going to share some business tips. I'm going to share just some questions and answers from this MBE certification I think that are going to be very helpful for you. Guys, thanks for joining me live. I do have Clemson back there. Yes, he's on my bed. It's my little baby. Okay, so MBE, the Minority Business Enterprise Certification. My company is newly certified. Yay! Very excited about that. I can see your, what is this in the chat? I can see you chatting with me. So thank you for chatting. I'm definitely going to be putting in this information. And so we're newly certified. So thank you so much. A lot of you guys are like, congratulations all over the internet. But what does that really mean? A lot of people are afraid of getting certified because they think it's just going to be too much work. They don't understand that you're not just certified for federal contracts. And here's what everyone says, oh my God, the money's so slow, but it's still the money comes. You can also bid on private sector contracts, Coca-Cola's, Dell, IBM, Apple, T-Mobile, big companies that I probably don't even know of that are actually outsourcing a lot of their, actually, you know what? I have the Georgia Minority Report. Let's look in here. Let me give you some of the companies, local corporate members that they have. So MARTA, which is our transit system here, UPS, Spelman College, Porsche Cars, Norfolk Southern Railroads, the Georgia Lottery, Georgia Power Southern Company, Grady Health System, law firms. So this gives you ideas. National corporate members, Aflac, Cox Enterprises, Delta, First Data Corporation, Randstad, Southern Company, SunTrust Bank, Coca-Cola, Home Depot, UPS. So there are companies out here that are privately held that are now using MBEs as well. So the benefits for you, some of the Q&As are like, how do I get certified? How much is it? For the MBA, it's $500 and it's going to take about, they say minimum 90 days. It took my company 6 months. I think they were just going through an employment change or whatever. Some of the things that were a little bit confusing. Number one, you will have to get a Dun & Bradstreet number. It is free. You do not have to pay for this number because it's free because you're going to be bidding on government and federal contracts. Even if you don't decide to, it's still free. Something else that was a little bit difficult in terms of the documentation, you need to have an operations agreement. And basically, what happens if you're no longer doing business in the company? How does it dissolve? Who's involved? And again, you can get an attorney. You can go to Rocket Lawyer, but I definitely recommend an attorney. I work with attorneys. Guys, you need to have your taxes in order. So some of the things that I wanted to talk about before I get into that is mindset. Before, when we're thinking about business, especially if you have a service-based business, mindset's everything. The anxiety level, the frustration you're going to deal with, you're going to deal with a lot of rejection. It does not go away. So a lot of people are just like, oh, I want to be in business. And they're fairy entrepreneurs. You are going to have challenges within your business. It just comes along with being in business. You're going to have to make sure that you're getting up daily and either doing some sort of meditation. For me, I go out and have to align my chakras in terms of just going out in nature every single day. I have to get outside, get my breathing in order, take the dog out for a walk, and have to center myself because I know that inevitably there are going to be people I contact. They're going to hang up the phones. They're not going to remember they gave me their business cards. They've asked us for proposals. I have in-depth notes, and then I call them back and it's crickets. it just comes along with the territory. So your mindset has to be in order. You've got to believe that you have something of value to offer other people. So mindset. And not hokey pokey mindset stuff, right? Like, I'm going to have $1 million in the next, 15 days, like some of these crazy entrepreneurs online are saying. I'm talking about mindset in terms of understanding that I create my life, Katie declarations. I create the exact amount of my financial success. I'm playing this money game to win. I believe money is important. Money is freedom. Money makes life more enjoyable. I get rich doing what I love. I mean, centering in terms of understanding that you have a valuable product and or service, understanding that you solve problems for profits, listening to stories of entrepreneurs that have succeeded. Okay, so these are going to be really, really important for you, because what's going to happen is once you also get these certifications, you need to reach out to others that have MBE certifications. One of the things I did is I went on LinkedIn, I put in MBE, and I tagged people, hey, I'm newly certified. I'd love to connect with you. Relationships. One of the big things people just really don't talk about online is for entrepreneurs, you need your relationships in order. If you got mess in your marriage, you start a business, this is going to be a mess in your marriage. If you whoever you are character-wise, it's going to come into your company, especially when you're hiring staff members, getting space. So make sure, like some people have, like, for instance, someone recently said, hey, I'm on Instagram and I live in this other country and the father was abusive and I have these little kids and I'm an entrepreneur and I do this, and this. I said, girl, go get a job. Like, at some point in your life, you have to really evaluate your life and what's important and put on your own oxygen mask and breathe. Because if you cannot breathe, remember, all of that's going to go into your business, and you cannot be at your best serving other people if you're not at your best at home. And that's really, really big. Another thing I put here, personal credit. Guys, get over to Brandon Weaver's channel because if your personal credit is not in order, you are going to be a mess in your business. And it is going to be so hard to build and grow your business, because as you're building your business and growing your business, it's going to be difficult for you to scale your business because you ain't gonna have no money. You can't scale without money. You definitely need to have your personal credit in order. You're like, well, Montina, I bankrupted, or I got a foreclosure, this and that. You need to get your personal credit in order. Give yourself 2 years to get your personal credit in order. I understand if you don't like your boss, but I'm gonna tell you, I do hear people say that. Let me give you all this number. If you don't like your boss, you won't have clients you don't like. I don't know why people think like all of a sudden you get into fairy godmother land and entrepreneurship is so fluffy and you don't have clients you don't like. I have had people that I've had to serve, not people, maybe, I mean, it just happens to all of us. You get clients that are like, oh my God, they're the worst client ever, and you can't wait for them to leave. 90% of my clients have now been with me over 3 years, but there were 10% we just didn't want to keep, and we're like, oh my God, thank God they're not renewing their contract with us. But hating your boss is not the reason why to go into entrepreneurship, to be a business owner. Like, that's not a great reason. Like a lot of people say it's not a great reason. A lot of people focus a lot on their business name. Now for me, I wanted to build a company to eventually sell. So I didn't name it, Montina Portis' company. And thank God, because I'm divorced now, but I didn't name it like Montina, Montina's LLC. You may want to, but I wanted to make my company at some point in time attractive to a buyer or an investor. So I knew I couldn't do that. You're fouling in your accounting. Get an accountant early on. I didn't early on as quick as I should have. I had like a company doing my accounting, and eventually once I got an accountant on, I was like, oh my God, why didn't I do it sooner? So, and here's the thing, I think even for me, is you got to be naked with your accountant, right? So you're basically like telling them everything. Don't commingle money, but you're telling them everything. So they do know that if you're making $250,000 a year, but you only have negative $5,000 profit, they know that about you, but it needs to be somebody you really, 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 really trust. I trust she's extremely important to the health of my business. And she's not expensive either. She's extremely helpful. She worked at the IRS in the audit department. She gets small business. That's all she does is serve small business. So she's not doing like personal returns and business returns. She's only working with small business owners. Make sure you have your systems and scaling. Those are other things, but I want to answer any MBE questions that you have. Here's the number. Oh man, you can't see it. 678-798-8766. And so I'm going to have that up for a little bit. If you guys actually literally want to call, I have my phone here. Make sure it's not on Do Not Disturb. And I will answer your call live if you call me. So 678-798-8766. Y'all don't leave me hanging. Make sure you give me a call. You will agree to be live on the air. So this is the phone number to call. So I'm gonna go back to my notes. So make sure that you have your systems in place when you're setting up your business. At least you're not going to have them in place, when you're setting up your business, because you don't know what you don't know, right? So as you're building your business, how do you want people to answer those phones? What is the process that you use to do X, Y, and Z for your client? How are you creating your product for your client? What are some other things? How are we, like for us, how are we doing our videos, our websites, our social media? What do we do the day of when we get to the client? Oh, I think I have a call. Oh no, it hung up. So what are the things that you're doing again for your systems and for your scaling? So those are going to be extremely important. So that's really all that I wanted to come back and make sure that I could do. And again, if you want to give me a quick call while I'm available, I'm going to do this every single week. If you're watching the replay, this number is not going to be available, but it's available right now if you want to call. Oh, you know what? It's backwards, isn't it? I think it mirrors backwards here on YouTube, and I don't think you can see it this way. It's 678-798-8766. This is going to be the number that I use. It's a tracking number, so it's to be the number that I use every single week, or whenever I go live, you guys can actually give me a call. So let me see if I can go in here and answer any questions for y'all. I feel like this live stuff is like pretty interesting, right? Let me see here. Oh yeah, I can even see that I'm live now. Okay, let me see if I can answer anything in the chat here for you. Let me see. Got it on my computer. I feel like I'm so new to YouTube now, and I've been on YouTube since 2009. Oh my gosh. I can't even see the chat here. But if you have questions, oh, here it is. Oh, I'm live. Call me 678-798-8766 if you have questions. There we go. All right, Amos Osman lady, hey again, if you have any questions. Oh, there, I got to put it in. So I got the chat here. All right, so I'm trying to think what else I can offer to you. So I did pick up this if I'm waiting for anyone that wants to call. So the game was great, guys. Mansur's team won. Oh boy, I recorded it. They beat the other team by they blew them out like 40 points. It was like crazy. All right, so I can stay on point. So just looking here in terms of when I used to think of MBEs, Minority Business Enterprise, and these certifications, all I thought of were construction companies, right? These big construction companies, and that's not what it is. Basically here, 58% here in Georgia, or actually I think maybe national MBEs are consultant professionals. So those of you that have this coaching and consulting and training and you're professional, yes. And in terms of the classes for the MBEs, 41.9% are black males, 20% black females, and then everyone else is Asian Indian American, female and males, Asian Pacific, Hispanic, and Native American. And in terms of the classes for the MBEs, annual sales less than $1 million are about 49.7%, but the average revenue is about $263,000. Class 2, average revenue is $3.72 million, 35%. Annual sales really range between $1 and $10 million. 11% average revenue is $19.73 million. And then class 4, 3%, which of course that upper tier, average revenue is $161 million. So that's the MBEs by the numbers. So that gives you so much hope. I mean, these are all minorities. And again, they go from 58% are consultants and professionals, 10% distributors, only 7% are manufacturers, brokers, agents. So again, that's all great information here. So guys, I just wanted to make sure I came back and gave you some relevant information. If you have any other questions, of course, as always, leave comments below the video. Write that number down, because whenever I go live, I'm going to answer that call. Oh, Tatia, absolutely. There are definitely advantages. What I would suggest that you do, and you guys can call me, I put the number in the chat. What I would suggest that you do for MBE in technology industry, let me do it now. So I'm going to go to my computer and I'm going to put MBE technology and defense company. That's what I'm going to add. I'm going to put a company. And let's see, VTech Solutions is a company that comes up. Punditas, Punditas, MBE. This is a social product intelligence company providing strategic insights in enterprise, blah, blah, blah. Principal semiconductor engineer, model-based enterprise. So what you want to do is look up the companies based on MBE keywords, or MBE if you know of other companies in that industry. Absolutely. Oh my God, you better do it. There's definitely advantages for MBE in technology and defense, because now you're really talking about the government. You're talking about our, Air Force, Army, Marines, National Guard. Of course, they would need. You guys ever watch American Greed? And there was a kid, I think it was 23 or 24, and he had $300 million worth of contracts from the government, and basically he was selling them faulty, it's not funny, but he was selling faulty guns, like things that they needed. He was like just totally not being honest. Okay, so absolutely. If you are a minority business, Asian, Native American, Hispanic, Black, you qualify. If you are in business, you definitely should be an MBE. If you are thinking about being in business, I would recommend setting up a profile, which is free. I did mine under Georgia, and at least going through the qualification questions to see what you need to do to be in order and compliant to apply for the certification. I now, as a business owner, would not recommend that anyone in business be in business without a certification to have an advantage. Now, I was talking with someone and she was like, well, I just kind of feel like, I've been many, first and this and that. And I get it. I've been first in a lot of organizations too. But if there's an advantage, I believe that we should take it. At some point, I'm learning hard work just is not enough. I work hard. My kids work hard. I've worked hard my entire life. You have to look for the leverage and where there are advantages so that you can scale sooner, okay? All right, guys, well, I'm going to actually log off here so I can go read. If you have any other questions, let me know. Let me look here. In the future, again, the phone number is 678-798-8766. That number is only going to, well, I guess it could change, because I can't keep it on all the time. You guys are going to be calling, bugging me. So the number probably is going to change for live. So don't write that number down, because I'm going to literally turn it off right now. But if you have any questions, leave comments below, and I'll see you in the next MBE Business Enterprise Being a Woman Entrepreneur Business Tip video. Bye, y'all.